Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome again, grade 9 students. Today's lesson will be roundup for module 1. Students book page 16, workbook page 14 and 15. Let's get started. As usual, let's start by going over the learning objectives which we are going to achieve for today. By the end of this lesson, students will be able to: first, complete some sentences using the correct vocabulary items. Then, use the correct tense: present simple, present progressive, past simple. And after that, we are going to complete some dialogues with suitable responses. First, let me start by revising some of the words that you have learned throughout this module. Look at this picture. What's he wearing? Excellent. He is wearing formal clothes. Now, what about this one? Very good. He is wearing casual clothes. So here we have formal and casual. Now the second word, imagine. Imagine. Look at this picture. Imagine means to form a picture in your mind of what something might be like. Now the word brands, which means trademarks. Look at these trademarks. We call them brands. Now the next word is design. Now, design means to make or draw plans for something, for example, clothes or buildings. The next word is normal. Normal, which means usual or typical. Look at this picture. This is the normal height. The next word is wonder. Wonder, which means to think about something and try to decide what will happen. And the last word is region. Region. Look at this map. These are different regions. Region means an area or a zone. Okay, now let's go to students book page 16 and do this exercise. It says circle the correct options. Here we have 8 sentences. In each sentence we have 2 options. We are going to choose the correct one. What I want you to do now is to pause the video and do it by yourself. Go on. Okay, now let's do it together. Number 1, I'm going to a wedding at the weekend, so I need to find something casual or formal to wear. What do you think? Excellent, it's formal. Now number 2, Tina isn't at home. I wonder or imagine where she is. What do you think? Great, it's wonder. Now number 3, Khalid goes shopping at the shopping center because he can find his favorite brands or trends there. What do you think? Very good, it's brands. 4, it's usual or normal for parents to worry about their children. What do you think? Very good, it's normal. 5, Saha works for a shoe company. She designs or develops shoes. What do you think? Great, it's designs. Now number 6, Mr. Carrison created or cancelled the meeting and went home because he felt sick. What do you think? Excellent, it's cancelled. 7, the shop has a region or variety of boots. Let's check it out. What do you think? Great, it's variety, which means different kinds of. And the last sentence is, we are planning or discussing an evening out. Do you want to join us? What do you think? Very good, it's planning. Great job, students. Now I want you to open your workbook page 14 and do this exercise. What you are going to do is to complete this paragraph using these words. Go on. Now let's go to students book page 66 and study these tables about the present simple and present progressive before we answer some questions. So please pause the video and study these tables. Okay, let's go to students book page 16 and do this exercise. Complete with the present simple or the present progressive of the verbs in brackets. Here we have 4 sentences with different verbs. What we are going to do is to put these verbs in the correct tense, either present simple or present progressive. Could you please pause the video and do this exercise first by yourself? Go ahead. Okay, now let's do it together. Mr. Hamad that fly to Edinburgh next week. What do you think? Excellent. Is not flying. Why? Because we are talking about next weekend, which is future arrangement. So we use present progressive. He drive. Excellent. He is driving. The same is said. Present progressive, future arrangements. What about he hate flying? Very good. He hates. Why? Because hate is a verb of emotion. So we use present simple for this kind of verbs, stative verbs. Now number two. Excuse me, I look for a gift for my sister. Can you help me? What do you think of this sentence? Excellent. I'm looking for. It talks about an action that's happening right now. So we use present progressive. Now B, what do you think of these bracelets? Excellent. What do you think? Why? Because think is a verb of perception or opinion. It's a stative verb, so we use present simple. And for the questions here we use do because the subject is you. They seem nice. What do you think? Excellent. They seem, because seem is a verb of sense. It's a stative verb, so we use present simple. How much this bracelet cost? What do you think? Excellent. How much does this bracelet cost? It talks about permanent states. So we use present simple, and here we use does because bracelet is a singular subject. Let me check. Now 3. Asma not wear wool. What do you think of this sentence? Excellent. Doesn't wear because it talks about permanent states. She finds it uncomfortable. What do you think? Excellent. She finds. Here we add as because she is a singular subject. Number 4. My brother works at an office in the city center. What do you think? Excellent. Works because it talks about permanent states. He always works there. However, this week he be on a business trip and travel around. What do you think? Very good. He is, because be becomes either am, is, or are. Here the subject is he, so we use is. What about travel? Very good. Is traveling. Why? Because here we are talking about this week, so it's a temporary action. We use present progressive. Well done, students. Let's move to another task in Students' Book, page 66-67. I want you to read the information about the past simple. Please pause the video and read what it says here in these tables. Go on. Let's go to Students' Book, page 16, and do this exercise about the past simple. It says complete with the past simple of the verbs in the box. Here we have some verbs. Find, let, not like, take, not work, and buy. We are going to complete these sentences using the past form or the past simple of these verbs. Now what you are going to do is to pause the video and do this exercise. Go on. Okay, now let's do the exercise. Sentence number 1. I don't think Mr. Bennett, his son, walked to school alone. What do you think? Excellent. Let. The past tense of let is let. Okay. Now sentence number 2. A new game console last week, but for some reason it. Okay. Now let's do the first part. A new game console last week. What do you think? Excellent. I bought, because we have last week, but for some reason it. Very good. It didn't work. So we use the negative form of the past verb, which is using didn't plus the past form. So I it back to the shop. What do you think? Excellent. So I took, the past form or the past symbol of take. Now 3. We the book at all. We it very boring. What do you think? Excellent. We didn't like the book. We. Very good. We found it boring. Thank you very much. Now I want you to go to workbook page 14 and Do this exercise. It says complete with the present simple, present progressive, past simple of the verbs in brackets. Go ahead. Before moving on to the next exercise, go to Students Book page 67 and read these pieces of information about the use of used to. Pause the video and read them carefully, please. Now let's do exercise D in Students Book page 14. Complete with the correct form of used to and the verbs in brackets. Could you please pause the video and do it by yourself? Okay, now let's do the first one. Aisha not speak French, but now she does. What do you think? Very good. Aisha didn't used to speak because the negative form of used to is didn't used to plus the base form. Now number two. I read comic books all the time when I was younger, but now I don't. What do you think? Very good. I used to read. Number three. You live in Newport. This is a question. What do you think? Brilliant. Did you used to live? For the questions, we use did plus subject plus used to and the base form of the verb. B. Yes, and I take 2 buses to come to work. What do you think? Very good. I used to take. Well done, students. Go to workbook page 14 and do this exercise. You have to choose A, B, or C for each sentence. Do it by yourself. Before going to the next exercise, I want you to go back to Students Book page 67 and read what it says here about prepositions of time. Pause the video and read, please. Now, let's go to Students Book page 14 and do this exercise. It says circle the correct options. Here we have 5 sentences. In each sentence we have 2 words or prepositions. We are going to choose the correct one. What I want you to do now is to pause the video and do it by yourself. Go on. Okay, now let's do the first one. My dad started working at or in the age of 16. What do you think? Great, at the age of 16. Now number 2. The company started having problems a year ago or last? Very good, a year ago. 3. Ted finished studying on or at midnight. What do you think? Excellent, at midnight. Now number 4. We are going for coffee after or until work. Come with us. What do you think? Very good, after work. Now number 5. I heard a strange noise at or during the night. What was it? Brilliant, it is during. Good job, students. Again, Students Book, page 14, the communication part. Here, what we are going to do is to choose A or B. Here we have 5 sentences. In each sentence, we have 2 responses. What we are going to do is to choose the correct one. Now, could you please pause the video and do it by yourself? Go ahead. Okay, let's do it together now. Number 1. Hey Omar, are you doing anything tonight? What's the correct response? Sure, why not? Or I haven't got any plans. Excellent, I haven't got any plans. Now number 2. How about going bowling later? What do you think is the correct response? I'm afraid I can't make it, or it's nothing special. Very good, I'm afraid I can't make it. Now number 3. Hi Terry, what are you up to? The correct response is nothing much or not too bad, thanks. Great, it's nothing much. Number 4. Do you like water sports? Yes, I'm really into them, or I'm not interested in them. What do you think? Very good, it's I'm really into them. The last sentence, are you a fan of Chinese food? No way, I don't mind it, or I find it horrible. What do you think? Very good, I find it horrible. Good job, students. Now open your workbook page 15 and do this exercise. It says complete the dialogue with the sentences A to F. Here we have some sentences. We are going to use them to complete this dialogue. Do it by yourself, please. And now I hope you can all do these things. Distinguish between permanent and temporary situations. Make plans and future arrangements. Talk about the present and past. Talk about past habits and events. Talk and write about clothes and fashion. Express likes and dislikes. Make a mind map. And write a post about an event. That's the end of our class for today. Hope you have enjoyed it. See you later. Thank you very much.